Was that Rodney Dangerfield's voice on your outgoing message thing?
It was,
Yeah.
yeah. I got to meet him. He was my hero, and I got to meet him because I used to MC every Friday night at Laugh Factory, and Rodney would come in there at a certain point in his career. He was older. He was probably close to 80. He would come in and kind of waddle in there and do a set. He would get a standing O when he first went up because the crowd went crazy for him. He would
Yeah.
forget half of his act, and then he would get a standing O when he got down. and and I was the host, and he used to like my jokes. He would go, "Hey man, did you write that joke?" And he would try to borrow the jokes from me. Real nice guy, and helped a lot of comics, as you know. He had the Rodney Dangerfield Young Comedian specials, and that's kind of the first time I think that we saw Dice and Tim Allen and Chris Rock and a lot of those guys. He really championed young comics.
Yeah, it's great, man. He's a very, very cool guy.
He's an interesting guy. I'll tell you a quick story though that kind of taught me a lot. Rodney would do those little sets at the Laugh Factory, and a lot of times he would just mess up his act. He couldn't remember the jokes. He was 80, and he liked to smoke weed. Rodney was always,
He smoked plenty of weed.
yeah, he was smoking
Yeah.
a lot of weed. So
Yeah.
he'd go in there and he couldn't remember half of his act. And then I saw where he got a gig. It was at a radio convention. They would have that radio convention every year. I can't even remember what they call it, but it was like the annual, and there all the record
So
reps that
they have a
go out.
bunch of
Rodney was
aliens.
supposed to be the keynote. He was going to do a set. He had a 45-minute set he had to do, and they were paying him 50 grand.
Oh shit. And he's
So,
forgetting the
and back then
jokes.
that was a lot of dough.
That's a lot of dough
So,
for me right now, bro. So
well, yeah, but you know what I mean? I mean, back then that was extravagant, and he was
yeah.
going to be the entertainment for the night.
Mhm.
So I was really worried about him because Jamie and I went with him to the gig, and he couldn't get through 15 minutes when he would do that show at night. I'm like, how's he going to do 45 minutes? He showed up, and he was a whole different human being. He had the blue suit on, which was his trademark, his red tie. He looked sharp. He got up there and he just destroyed the place
Yeah.
for 45 minutes. And it showed me when the money's on the line, the old pro shows up.
Ha, 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 ha. Well, that's the real deal. And it ain't just the money, man. It's the love of the game. He got to respect the game. He had to get his head into it. The suit, the tie, the whole look.
This not just a tour, it's life.